Fentanyl overdoses are a public health issue, Colorado's leading cause of drug deaths, and fentanyl is increasingly a political issue. Democratic governor and Democratic attorney general both support increasing penalties for fentanyl possession. And Republicans are blaming Democrats for what was a bipartisan decision to ease those penalties a few years ago. Steve Steger sorts out some of the claims you'll hear between now and Election Day.
This is not a drug. This is, I'm going to get a little high here and I'll be fine. It kills them.
Republican Douglas County Sheriff Tony Spurlock says tragedy like the 5 deaths we saw in Commerce City is happening all over the state.
A couple of weeks ago, we had a double fatal in a home, fentanyl related.
His department is currently investigating several cases. Investigations, he says, are harder because of loopholes in state law.
What has happened is that our legislators and our laws have not caught up with the technology and the sophistication of drug manufacturing.
In 2019, state legislators, led by Democratic Representative Leslie Herod, passed a bill making possession of 4 grams of most drugs, including fentanyl, a Class 1 misdemeanor instead of a felony. Spurlock says that change has impacted his deputies' ability to find people dealing the drugs.
We have to have the tools to prosecute them, to arrest them, to seize their property and go up the chain.
Herod says you can still do all that with a misdemeanor.
They still have the tool to be arrested. They still have the tools to confiscate those drugs off of those users. And they still have the tools to put those users in jail right now for 18 months.
The purpose of her bill, she says, was to give drug addicts a chance to get help without the stigma of a felony hanging over their head, which is especially important in this case since most users probably don't know there's fentanyl in the drugs they're getting.
If someone gets fentanyl, doesn't know they have fentanyl, and then survives that almost deadly encounter, should they be a felon or do they need access to resources? I think they need access to treatment. And we need to talk to them and track down how they got that drug in the first place.
So both Spurlock and Herod agree that there needs to be a stiffer penalty for the people responsible for pushing these drugs into the community. Herod says she wants to try to do that in concert with a bill to beef up resources for people, Kyle, who are struggling with addiction, something you see every day as you move through the city of Denver.
And you have Republicans in the state legislature who have come out and asked for it to go back to felony status. At the end of the day, though, I mean, this is really a debate within the Democratic caucus at the state assembly because they control both sides. If the governor will sign it, they don't need a Republican vote to do it.
And you have something of a split here because you have both the governor and attorney general, both Democrats, who say increase the penalties for possession. Yet you have Herod and a lot of people who passed these reform measures a while ago saying possession's fine the way it is. Let's focus on the problem, which is getting these dealers out of town and getting them off the streets to make sure that the drug doesn't make it into the community.
Steve, thank you.